What's up, everybody? We've got a juicy secret to share with you on this episode of On the Road to ATD23. And guess what? You're in on it. I'm sitting down with Kassy LaBorie, founder and principal consultant at Kassy LaBorie Consulting and master virtual classroom trainer. We're spilling the beans on how to make the most out of your networking opportunities at this year's conference. We'll also give you a sneak peek of the secrets Kassy has in store for her sessions. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So get ready to take some notes and let's dive in. Hi, Kassy. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of On the Road to ATD23. How are you today?
I'm so well, and thank you for having me.
Yay! I'm so excited to speak with you today, Kassy, and to dive into your sessions and talk a little bit about networking. But before we do that, can you share a little bit about you and what has got you excited for this year's conference?
I am so excited. I am getting every book, watching every video that I can from the keynotes. I'm so excited for the keynote lineup. I can't wait. I'm listening to podcast interviews. I'm Priya Parker. I can't wait. I'm pouring through her book again, taking notes. And with Leslie Odom Jr., I'm listening to all the music and all the interviews and everything I can find out. Those are the two that are on my mind. I know we have more, but those are the two that I'm really excited about.
Yes, I'm super excited about our keynotes, and I'm so excited about coming together with the talent development community. I can't wait to see you in San Diego. So it's a month away. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. It's so wonderful to connect with people and to learn from them and to see, what they're doing in our world today. And of course, my focus always being virtual training. I'm always like, okay, what do you think now? Because it's so different for me now, since people, they know what it is and they're ready to do more and learn more about it.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of virtual training, you're presenting 2 sessions at this year's conference. One of those sessions is Escape Games for Virtual Training. I'm curious, what do you think are the most important ingredients to successfully network at this year's conference?
I would say that it is not about escaping the networking. Definitely do the networking. And I think that what helps me feel more comfortable with networking is thinking about interesting questions that are a little bit more beyond, who do you work for, what do you do, and where are you from? Those are the standards. I have really been drawn to this question lately where we say, what are you most interested in that you're working on right now? What are you excited about? What's a project that you are, deep in that you love right now? And people get really excited and they light up about something like that. And then you can always follow up with, where are you from and what do you do? But I just find when you open with something positive that people are enjoying at that moment, you get this really interesting and wonderful energy from them that helps you to connect with them in a real natural way.
Yeah, that's such a great question. That's so interesting. People light up too. Would you say that's right? People.
Oh, they absolutely do. And then you can, pay attention to what those moments are when they light up and, ask another question on that. How are people, open-ended ones, how are people responding to that? Or what challenges have you had to work through? What's making you love it so much? Whatever feels natural. But it's really neat because then you start to get to the things that are really exciting people, and then they feel good about talking about that.
Your second session is called Interact and Engage. So I'm wondering, would you be able to share one of those secrets from your presentation with us today?
Sort of the secrets will be revealed in that session on how essentially I keep loving being online with it being, much of what we do. How do you make it interesting? And I'm actually going to show you visually one of the secrets. I struggle with getting people to come on camera. And it's so nice to get people to come on camera because then you can, more easily connect with them. But it's hard. A lot of people just don't want to. They feel nervous. And so I am very excited about asking people to answer a question by changing their background. And so something along the lines of, recently I launched a quiz and people can get a result of, what is your virtual training superpower is my theme. But you could send people, out to take some sort of assessment or quiz. And what I do is I prepare backgrounds and I go, change your background to your result. And so something like this was my result, and maybe somebody else got this one, or I have two other ones, So what ends up happening is I very purposefully have made these different colors, because these different colors are very easy to spot at a glance. You can imagine it as a facilitator online. I'm looking at everyone and I can see their faces and I can see their names, but the color of the background helps me to see something even more. Like when we are in person and you have, like, let's say we took a DISC assessment. All the D's go stand in one corner, all the I's go stand in another. And it's just easier to connect to that visual of what that result is. And so changing your virtual background is giving me that. And it's also, as a second sort of meta objective, helping people come on camera and maybe not be so nervous about it.
I like that. I think that's such a great way to interact with participants and help them feel connected and a part of the conversation. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. And you can put together breakouts that are around whatever the backgrounds may be. You could do it in so many different ways. You just have to make sure people have the background, that would make sense. And so I usually just provide it so that it works. And then they go in and their breakout room can look the same as their answer. And there's just something visually about that helps people to connect as well.
Well, I'm super excited about both of your sessions. I'm super excited to see you in San Diego. Where can folks find you if they want to check out your sessions?
I will be around, definitely around the keynotes, because like I said, I am so excited about that. And I also love the networking events. I'm signed up to go to the networking event at the baseball stadium, so I'm going to be there too. But I very much will be around also the bookstore too. So anywhere where people are gathering and talking, I usually will join up in those kind of areas.
Awesome. That sounds great. Yeah, Petco Park, super excited about that networking night. I think it's one of the biggest events happening at ATD23. So awesome. So glad that you shared that with participants. Kassy, thank you so much for being on this episode of On the Road to ATD23. I'm so excited to see you in San Diego next month.
Thank you. I'm so excited to see you too, and all the people that are going to be joining us in San Diego when we're there.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Kassy. That's it for this episode, everybody. A huge shout out to Kassy LaBorie for sharing her time with us on this episode of On the Road to ATD23. Be sure to check out her sessions at this year's conference to elevate your virtual training. Check out the show notes below to connect with Kassy and visit our website to learn more about this year's conference. And don't forget to register. Well, that's a wrap on our On the Road to ATD23 video series. Thank you to all fellow ATDers and conference presenters for sharing your knowledge, advice, and a sneak peek into this year's conference. Whether on-site or online, we look forward to welcoming you to ATD's International Conference and Exposition this year. If you want to keep up with everything ATD's got going on, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to never miss another video. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Jess Thompson with ATD.